I appreciate everybody being here today and having a few moments just to talk about this issue. But I think one, for a governor to be out in front of a, whether it be a use fee or whether it be a fuel tax, however you want to refer to it, hasn't been done for a long time. It really has not. And sometimes it's not always the most political thing you want to do, but at some point, we all as servants, as leaders, you have to stand up sometimes and do what you think is the right thing for the entire state of Missouri. And for me, it's about making sure people understand Proposition D and how important it is to the state of Missouri for us to move forward. Greg mentioned there's two things that I focused on since I've been governor, and I really believe is the future of Missouri, and that's workforce development and infrastructure. And if we really want to move Missouri forward, we have to deal with both of those subjects, and we have to figure out, one, how we do it better, and how do we accomplish it. Not just talk about it, but to do it.
Let's have that sink in a little bit right there. Just the words of our governor expressing how important this is, having that support from the top, the leadership that's been expressed to come in to not have the benefit of a transition, to assume office as quickly as he did, unexpectedly, to walk in within, really, I think it was within minutes. Workforce development and infrastructure rose to the top in terms of thinking about what would make the average Missouri citizen better off, not only today but into the future. What would make Missouri more attractive for economic development, to attract businesses and to support those that are still here.
Before I start, I'd just like to say that we really appreciate the partnership that we have with MoDOT and the way that they work with us to understand the needs of our local citizens and our local officials. So thank you, Travis. Thank you, Ed, Patrick. We have many projects, and this is just a few of them, in the 30 to 45 million dollar range. We project a funding shortfall of 316 million by 2040, and frankly, there's just not enough funds to do much but a little improvement at a time. Not enough to do these big improvements that are needed where we have too much traffic and a lot of accidents and a lot of people being impacted.
When you move on to our actual needs and our projects, you will notice that most of our projects focus on newer needs, newer projects. We as a TAC have not been prioritizing asset management. We, in general, when you see our percent in good condition, MoDOT's been doing a really good job at asset management in our area. It's not been a huge concern. It's not been something that we've had to address. But understanding that a dollar goes a lot less far than it used to, I think it's sort of imperative that we start having that discussion. When we look at our bridges, that's something that we will be taking to our TAC in November to say, okay, our 10 counties, we have this many bridges in poor and fair condition. Let's start looking at this from an asset management perspective. Even if we get more funding from Prop D, it's still not going to go as far as it really needs to. And so we're going to need to start taking a bigger look at asset management and what can be done with the resources that MoDOT has. And what can our locals do to put up some funding and help provide that cost share opportunity as well. And Travis mentioned, I-44. Our area in general, I-44 runs through my area, and that's never really been a huge flag for us because it's always been really well maintained. But I think that's a discussion we're really going to start having because we are seeing bridges, we are seeing more traffic concerns, and that might be something that we start to see filter up on our list that we haven't in the past because obviously asset management and maintenance is becoming a bigger concern.